Positive discipline principle number 9 says, look for solution and not blame. So the goal of your discipline should be to find a solution to the problem and not to blame, right? The problem, whatever the behavior is, it has already happened. So you want to start seeking solution and not to start blaming your child, because blaming doesn't solve the problem. Blaming will only give your child a downshift and a shift in focus, right? You're going to shift their focus from what the behavior is and what the case is at hand to looking at you, or looking at all the names you're calling them and all the blames you're throwing at them. And blaming also makes your child feel that they are not good enough. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Instead, we want to use that moment to teach our children how to solve problems. So when we start to look for solutions, we do it together and we'll find a viable solution to repair what has been done, right? Instead of throwing blames all over the place. Positive discipline principle number 10 says, always communicate with the intention of love and not fear, right? Always communicate with the intention of love and not fear. So how do you know you are communicating with the intention of love or fear? When you're communicating with the intention of love, love is unifying. So you're looking at the situation and you're trying to ask yourself, how do we move from here, right? How do we get out of this? How do I help my child learn how not to behave this way again? How do I let my child, equip my child, teach them skills that they can use to make better decisions in the future? So this is when you know that you're communicating from the place of love. But if you're communicating from the place of fear, you're going to be throwing blames all over the place because you're scared, you're afraid of what the consequences of that behavior may be in the future, or you're trying to instill fear, or you're trying to instill fear in your child, whichever fear, whether it's fear of your own self or fear of who your child will become, or you trying to make your child fearful of that particular behavior, or fearful of the consequences of the behavior. Whatever fear that you might be communicating with wouldn't be of any benefit for you or your child, right? So if you're going to be communicating from a place of fear, you're going to be highly reactive because you're operating from fear. If you're going to be instilling fear in your child is going to become highly reactive, and their focus will be shifted from trying to feel sorry or feel positive remorse for the behavior that they have portrayed to trying to look at all the names and the way you're reacting to them, how you are reacting to them, and the aim of the discipline will be defeated, right? So these are the principles of positive discipline. And when we come back, we're going to talk about all the conflicts, all the type of conflicts, or the major types of conflicts that we experience in the parent-child relationship. And we'll talk about how to easily resolve these conflicts. We'll talk about how you can give instructions that can get your child to easily comply with you. We'll talk about how to navigate sibling rivalry, power struggles, and how you can effectively give consequences when you have tried everything and your child still refuses to comply with you. You don't want to miss anything. Stay tuned and move right into the next lesson.